Yo, what's up? Welcome to Kind of Funny Games Daily for Friday, April 18th, 2025. I'm one of your hosts, Blessing Adeoye Jr. Joining me is the Nitro Rifle, Andy Cortez.
Good morning, Bless.
Good morning, Andy. How's it going?
I'm doing great. I like sitting here.
Yeah, we got a different setup for Games Daily today. A more nostalgic vibe, I may say.
Work from home. Work from lab.
Work from lab. Of course, we're recording from the lab because right now the main studio is going through some maintenance. I believe we're getting an electric vehicle charger installed outside.
I'm stoked.
Yeah. Oh, you have an electric car?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, that's so exciting.
We just got one literally just a couple months ago.
You know what would be fucked up?
I didn't notice until like a week ago.
He didn't notice that we had a new car until a week ago. We've had it.
Wait, really?
I thought they were like, I was like, oh, that means that like maybe the other car, and he was like, no, the other car's gone. I was like, ah.
Yeah. The lease was up. We got a new lease. So it's time.
I think I saw Barrett's car, and I was like, damn, where did Nick get all this money? Nick's out here buying
wheeled cars.
buying new vehicles.
No, we
day
did
to
not
day.
get a Tesla chat. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, you guys got to.
Barrett's like, there's no better time to buy.
It's like, got to pull the trigger.
Buy the dip.
But yes, there's maintenance happening in the main studio, so we're recording, I think, all of our shows today from the lab. Andy.
Yeah.
I had to come here and say that last night I went into a Blueprints hole. I was weird to say it like that. I played a lot of Blueprints last night. I've been playing it since the review period, right? But like one of the things that I didn't get to do during our review of it with Jason Schreier is give it a final score.
Oh.
Roger asked for my tentative score.
Wait, did you beat it?
Last night I rolled credits.
Oh, cool.
For the first time, believe it or not. I put in like 35 hours into this game. I keep looking to the left because you're to my left, even though I know we're recording here, so I should probably be looking forward.
No, it makes sense in the overlay, actually.
Oh, perfect. Okay, cool. But yeah, I rolled credits. I still have a lot more to do. I'm not Jason Schreier where I'm 150 hours in, but I put in 35 hours. I finally rolled credits. I still have a bunch of stuff that I still want to do, but I'm far enough now to where I feel satisfied with my experience with it. As far as like, okay, I've played the Blueprints. I have like my solidified opinions about Blueprints, and I think this is a 10 out of 10 video game. I can, like, when I tell you, you've been playing it, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. Because I want to hear you talk about it too. But like when I tell you that it's so rare that I have an experience like this in a game where I like, as I'm playing it, I'm like, oh, I gotta savor every moment because I'm not gonna have another gaming experience like this again. It's the same feeling I had while playing Outer Wilds. Yeah, a couple months ago for the first time, right? But for me, I get to the ending, I like accomplish the main goal of the game, and like I start tearing up. I think partly because like the game has like quite a bit of story to it, like a lot of story, but you have to like search for it and all that stuff, and like they do good things with that toward the end. But beyond that, I think it was more so the feeling of accomplishment and the feeling of like I've gotten to the top of the hill and I'm rolling credits and I'm like, oh, this was a special experience for me that even moved me even beyond what they do with the story and writing stuff, which is really good. Still, like that stuff alone, I think would have gotten me emotional alone. But yeah, like it was something. Blueprints is unlike anything else that I played. Like very special game for me. So yeah, I'm settling in on a 10 out of 10 as my final score.
Hell yeah.
You've been playing it.
Yeah, I'm not too far in. I'm only about 14 hours in. But yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more. I think the more you play it, and just hearing reviews and hearing people talk about it and saying that it is the coolest. It is the here. Let me get in that camera, Barrett. One second. Oh, God damn it. So,
I was gonna fix it.
For audio listeners, Barrett changed scenes, and for some reason the scene is on the wrong camera.
Yeah, it's one of those gaming experiences that I love when a game makes me go, God damn, this is like some smart shit.
Yeah.
Like, whoever made this, I could never. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%.
And it just feels like a labor of love that every little detail has been thought out. And if you don't think that something has a reason for it being there, it does. Mm-hmm. I'm just so blown away by the level of preparation it must have taken to put into this. I can't imagine what these design docs look like for
oh my God.
The creation of this. It's got to be a freaking nightmare, but I'm really enjoying it, and I almost had the sort of one more run last night, and I was like, nah, I have games daily. I need to go to bed early. But like I had a run that felt like it was cooking, and then it quickly did not cook because of just doors that weren't putting me in the right spot.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, all right, damn, I thought this was going to be a good one. I've had other runs where I get real far, and this one I thought was going to be one of those. It didn't. Do I have time for another one? No. I really should put this down, even though I really want to kind of keep going on it. But it's a lot of fun. It makes you feel very smart, even for a dummy like me.
Yeah. No, I mean, there are points early on in this game as I'm playing it where it's such a blessing ass game, right? Of like roguelite, puzzle game, I'm exploring, putting rooms together the way you're talking about, right? Where early on, there was a point where I was like, man, if I made a game, I think it would probably be a game like this, right? Like, this is so fun. This is so nerdy. And you get quite a few more hours into it, right? And where I'm at right now, I'm like, oh, never mind. I can never make this game. Like, you're right. As far as the design documents for this thing have to be fucking insane.
Yeah.
And the level of detail, the level of depth, the level of like layered puzzles that they have, and like puzzles across so many difficulties. Where I'm going in, I'm like, okay, cool. I do a puzzle, and I'm like, oh, that was some basic shit. But I get to another puzzle, and I'm like, you want me to do what? Like, man, I feel like I'm gonna have to spend my whole day trying to solve like exactly what you're trying to say here.
Like it's too late for this. The gummy already kicked in.
Yeah. Oh my god, don't get me started.
Just before we get too much further into gaming, Bless, nothing will get the blood flowing like getting pulled over by a cop.
Oh my god, you don't have to tell me. You don't have to tell me.
Got pulled over this morning.
No. What happened? They caught you.
The most insane.
They finally caught up to Andy Cortez.
They found out the unaccounted 4 hours that Tim and Mike were talking about. No, the most insane amount of just like sitcom style luck of like, of course this would happen today of all of the time. So for the last 2 days, there's been a white Honda Civic that is parking in my spot, like in front of the house that me and Barrett live in front of.
That's annoying.
Or live in. And I was like, I don't know whose car this is, but I'm gonna park next to it, leave it a note, and be like, hey, this is my spot, but it's all good. You know, sorry for the misunderstanding. Knocked on the bottom door neighbor, and I was like, hey, nobody answered. I was like, shit, I don't know whose car this is. Whatever, I'm sure they'll be gone. They were there the next day, which was yesterday. Like, what's going on with this shit? So I'm looking at the car, I'm just giving it a look over, and I notice a license plate, and I look at my license plate, and I go, I never updated my registration. Why didn't that happen? And with me, I'm the type of set and forget it guy. If I get a little registration thing in the mail, I pay it, and I move on with my life, and I expect that sticker to come in for whatever. And that just never happened because I'm very forgetful. And it turns out it declined my payment because I didn't get a smog check. And
I'll get you.
So I didn't. So this whole time I've had a 2024 sticker on my license plate.
Yeah.
Didn't know it. Didn't realize it. Right. I'm very forgetful. I'm very aloof.
Riding dirty. I don't even know what riding dirty means.
Right. Incredibly aloof. Right. And so I go, you know what? Today after the games daily, in between the break between the stream, I want to go get my smog check so I can get this registration updated. And I bring the registration, put it in my pocket. Go about my day. I'm driving to work for Games Daily on the day of, the 18th of April, Friday.
Friday the 18th, yeah.
Unlucky day. That's what it is.
Exactly.
Get pulled over, of course, and I'm like, oh, motherfucker. And he walks up, he's like, hey, hello, sir, just, you got a license registration, or a expired registration. I was like, are you fucking kidding?
That's insane.
Like, this... I've been doing this for about a year and a half without updating this shit. And of course it happened. And I was like, officer, it's a crazy story.
It's like, you won't believe this.
But I have this document right here that I'm about to go get this smog check right there today during my lunch break. And this is just insane luck. And so he was cool. And he was like, Mr. Cortez, have a great day. Get that thing.
Wow.
But it was just like, of course that would happen today. The day that I have this fucking document in my head.
See, my question then becomes, how bored is this cop to where he's like looking? Because you
have to have eagle eyes, I feel like, to notice what this fucking thing is.
Was
but
he
I
behind
guess
you at a
every
stoplight?
year is a different color, right? So they have
every year's a different color.
You're right.
They color code it, and he was. I didn't know there was a cop behind me until I got to, the little stop sign, kind of near the Walgreens, I guess.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. The one that should be a yield.
Well, yeah, a little kind of turn or whatever. That's where I realized he was behind me. I was like, You think I'm going to rolling stop here? You're crazy, officer. I'm going to do a full stop. I'm going to look both ways. And then when it go, boop, lights go up. Like, fuck,
man. I thought it was a full
God
stop.
damn it. So, yeah, of course.
I will say, Phil Jones says, and people say cops have a bad rap.
I know.
Listen, you know what I mean? He lets you go.
And
that forgives so much. That forgives everything.
That
Not all
absolves
cops.
them of everything.
Not all cops, yeah. So, yeah, shout out cops.
Shout out to that guy that let you go.
Cool mustache.
Of
Young
course.
dude. Yeah, so anyway,
let's talk
and
about.
he did the cop have Twitch Prime. I should have let him know.
Let's talk about video games. Remember, this is Kind of Funny Games Daily. Each and every weekday, we run you through the nerdy news you need to know about live on YouTube, Twitch, and on podcast services around the globe. If you love what we do, support us with the Kind of Funny membership on Patreon, YouTube, and now on Spotify and Apple Podcasts to get all of our shows ad-free. Watch us record them live and get a daily exclusive show. For a chance to be a part of the show, submit your thoughts and opinions as YouTube Super Chats as we go. Housekeeping for you. We're an 11-person business all about live talk shows. Today, after KFGD, you're going to get Gamescast, which is Greg talking about Last Epoch? Last Epoch? Epoch,
Yeah.
E-P-O-C-H, Last Epoch, Path of Exile 2, and Diablo with Xanth. It is an ARPG convo. And then after that is Game Showdown. And then it's the Kind of Funny podcast. And then we're streaming some 2XKO. I'm in the Alpha Lab too, and so we'll be having some fun with that. If you're a Kind of Funny member, today's Gregway is 20 minutes of unfettered access to Greg's mind.
No.
Thank you to our Patreon producers. Anatoly Ost, Delaney Twining, Carl Jacobs, and Omega Buster.
Thank you.
Today we're brought to you by Imperial, Factor, and Shady Rays, but we'll tell you about that later. For now, let's begin with what is, and forever will be, the Roper Report. It's time for some news. We have 6 stories today.
A baker's dozen.
Oh,
There
go
it is.
run between both.
I like that. I like how he did it. You did great. You did great. Story number 1, Nintendo Switch 2 pre-orders start April 24th, and the price is still $449.99 in the United States. I am pulling from Jay Peters and Ash Parrish at The Verge. Nintendo has announced a new date for when Switch 2 pre-orders will kick off in the US, April 24th. As a part of the announcement, Nintendo said that the price of the Switch 2 will remain at $450, despite fears that the Trump administration's new tariff policy would lead to increased pricing for the console. However, Nintendo also said that the Switch 2 accessories would be more expensive. The Switch 2 Joy-Con, Pro Controller, and Switch 2 camera have all gone up in price. Originally, the Joy-Con was priced at $89.99, and it's now $94.99. The Pro Controller has also gone up $5 from $80 to $85.
Fuck.
Finally, I know, right? I saw that. I was like, I saw that without in a different article. So I was like, did that go up like $20? What the fuck? And then I read this one. I was like, damn, that's only $5. $85, bro. Crazy.
The 8-bit dough.
Or sorry, $95.
8-bit dough, $60.
8-bit dough.
Oh yeah.
I mean, have they announced Joy-Con 2s?
Oh, Joy-Cons. I thought these are the Pro. I thought you said Pro controller.
No, the Joy-Con. Oh, sorry, you're right. Yeah, the Pro Controller is $85. The Joy-Con was the price that shocked me
still crazy.
for the $95.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
And then finally, the Switch 2 camera has gone up from $50 to $55. Pre-orders were originally set to begin on April 9th, but Nintendo delayed that following the Trump administration's announcement of new tariffs. On April 8th, Nintendo also announced that it would be delaying Switch 2 pre-orders in Canada, quote, in order to align with the timing of pre-orders to be determined in the US, end quote. With this news, Canada will be able to pre-order the Switch 2 on April 24th as well. Nintendo's new pre-order date follows President Trump announcing on April 9th that he had authorized a 90-day pause on tariffs outside of China. Andy Cortez, how do you feel about the Nintendo Switch 2 maintaining its price?
I mean, that's great news. That's incredible. I definitely expected some sort of price rise, price hike. And it's also great that it's as soon as it is, right? 6 days. That's pretty soon, Bless.
Yeah.
We got to, get ready. That's something that's going to get here quicker than I can imagine. And I got to make sure that I'm on my P's and Q's and I got that schedule ready.
Question for the both of y'all. Did y'all do the sign up through Nintendo directly for,
Sure did.
hey, notify me for
I did
pre-order?
not, no.
Okay. Andy, did you get a follow-up or, an email being like, hey, you've signed up for to be notified or whatever?
I am not sure, but if I open up the app today, I see Zelda. She's holding a sword.
Oh, you have the Nintendo Today app?
Of course, I have the Nintendo Today. Yeah, what a silly question that
Should
is.
I have that for the pre-orders?
You have, I think that's how.
Oh, that's how they're doing it?
Wait, no, I clicked a link that Wario64 tweeted out or
okay.
Blue Skyed out.
Okay.
But they have one thing they do have. Check this out: 3D view of the Pro Controller. Look at that.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
Cool, pretty neat.
That's pretty neat.
Nintendo
Today, it's coming up.
Yeah, and Soul Calibur 2 gameplay. Check that out.
Whoa.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Love
good
that.
stuff. I think this is fantastic news. I am elated about it not going up, but then the accessory prices are like, they were already kind of expensive to begin with.
Yeah.
Joy-Cons have always notoriously been more expensive than I always assume. I talked about it during the reveal where I'm going to Best Buy to try to get my nieces and nephews like color-coded Joy-Cons like as a Christmas gift. And me, who never ever uses Joy-Cons or is never in the market for buying Joy-Cons, I'm at Best Buy, I'm like, oh fuck, these are $80. I didn't know that they were that expensive, right? And so I was kind of shocked by that initially, and then to see that these are now $94.99. Just make it 100. Make it like
just go up all the way. Just round up.
It's bad enough that like you're just trying to avoid the triple digit look. You deserve the triple digit look.
Yeah.
You know, don't
Once you
even
get into that 90s, it's like,
Yeah.
come on.
Don't try to trick us right here. Yeah, I think
so funny.
those prices are pretty goddamn insane. What do you feel about the prices staying the same, Bless?
So I mean, this is one where my feeling on it is y'all better buy this thing now. Like y'all have like 90 days to buy this thing at this price, possibly, potentially, right? I think the tough thing about all of this and having this conversation is that for as much of it has been like, you know, big business, like trying to figure out like what arithmetic Nintendo's doing, at a certain point, like you look at it and it's like how much of this ride does Nintendo even like know as far as like what they're doing, right? Because Trump is, as far as these tariffs, has been fairly unpredictable. And I think there's this, for Nintendo, the timing has been terrible. As far as, all right, we have the Switch 2 Direct. It happened to land on the same day in which Trump enacted the tariffs. Okay, cool. We have the pause, but the pause is for 90 days. Within those 90 days, the Switch 2 is releasing. So Nintendo's in this weird place of, all right, we have this thing that we want to release, that we want to do well, but we're kind of at the mercy of how this thing goes with the tariffs. And I think I predicted that the price would stay the same as far as like it coming out at launch. Right. But I think as soon as these tariffs go up, like, or if these tariffs come back and are reenacted, depending on what that looks like, I think these prices will go up. On the Nintendo website, Nintendo.com, one of the things they mentioned with the press release talking about them maintaining the price, they have a sentence here that is, other adjustments to the price of any Nintendo product are also possible in the future, depending on market conditions. So I think them launching at $450 is them trying to be like, all right, our dream scenario where maybe these get reversed or maybe these aren't as bad as they could be. We want to maintain that $450. As soon as those tariffs come in, that price is raising. And I think for them, like, you even maybe want to launch with the $450. That way, when the prices do raise, you can easily be like,
not our fault.
Not us. That's the U.S. government. Sorry.
What do you expect from us?
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think that is a somewhat convenient way to absolve themselves of just, you know, wanting to make more money at that point. But when we've seen PS5 prices go up across the world over the past couple of years. We've seen PlayStation do this as well. Has Xbox done anything like that recently in the last couple of years?
Price raises?
Yeah, because I know that like I forget.
Pass.
I forget what.
Yeah, Game Pass will be the thing.
Yeah, I guess so. I think I'm thinking more hardware, where you don't expect hardware prices to rise 2 or 3 years after the release. And I know PlayStation did that in certain regions of the world.
Yeah,
I don't exactly know.
I think that just happened in Japan
but
last year.
It definitely happened like 2 years or a year and a half ago somewhere else.
Yeah.
And I think that right now Nintendo they're playing improv right now. Like it's just whatever you all decide to do, we'll figure it out and then we'll act accordingly, right? And I think you're totally right. I think it is a convenient way to sort of say, hey, this is kind of on y'all. It sucks, but that is what it is.
It's the reality. And, like,
$4.99 now.
Like, Nintendo kind of just has to ride the wave as far as what that's going to be, right? And you hope that I think for them it's like, all right, we'll ride the wave in the way that everybody else is going to have to ride the wave at the same time. Like, at the same time where Switch 2 prices go up, you expect that other platforms, other goods, other, like, technological things, right, are going to go up in price at the same time.
Right.
And so you hope to get looped into that. But yeah, you're still stuck in the place of, all right, are we then talking July? Like a month after this thing comes out, where the prices are going up? Are you talking about them maybe holding this price until holiday or until like September or whatever it is? I wonder. They're probably very much at the mercy of, like, as soon as Trump does whatever he's gonna do, we're gonna have to adjust immediately, which is gonna suck for the Switch 2 launch. But
I mean,
it is what it is.
It's insane that the general thought process and the general sentiment around all of it is already lower the price, Nintendo, lower the price. Seeing all of their chats, even in the recent direct for the Mario Kart direct yesterday, seeing going back and looking like chat replay and all the screenshots of lower the price, drop the price.
Mm-hmm.
That's already the sentiment, and I can't imagine how that mentality will get even more aggressive if there is a future price hike.
To bring in some super chats, Diego writes in and says, personally, I'd rather have the accessories go up than the Switch 2 itself. What about you guys? I mean, yeah, because a lot of these accessories I'm not going to buy. I'm not buying this camera. I'm not buying, like, Joy-Con sucks. I think that's the thing where it's like you kind of have to buy Joy-Cons if you want to play this thing with more than one or two people, right? So, like, that's but it is only $5 going up as opposed to it being like 100% more, or like, more than 100% more than the original price.
And historically, Nintendo is certainly a lot more different than Microsoft and PlayStation, where they make a lot more back on the hardware purchases, where Microsoft and PlayStation usually sell at a deficit for the first couple years, and then eventually they sort of like they stop selling the hardware at a loss. But Nintendo accessories are historically incredibly highly marked up, and they make a lot of money on their accessories. So to see those go up a bit more, that is, I think it's kind of a Band-Aid solution right now for them.
Yeah.
Not that they're hurting in any way. I'm not saying that, like, oh, poor Nintendo, they got to figure something out money-wise, but I think it's a thing that they can throw out there right now and say, hey, Switch pre-order prices still the same. Don't worry, everybody. However, accessories will go up, so we're kind of throwing that out there as like,
it's like a
expect this.
Like, hey, this is what the standard is.
teaser.
Like, things can go up, and I wonder. I also think that I think it might also be them trying to get that money to maybe support the idea of, all right, tariffs go into effect. We might have like a buffer of a month before we like before we have to raise the prices of this thing, because we were able to raise the prices of the accessories before. And I also don't know what the manufacturing is like as far as these accessories. Like, maybe some of these are partly manufactured in China as well, and so maybe like the tariffs are coming into play as far as how they're calculating these prices.
One thing that stood out to me that I thought was interesting was the micro SD card Express, because to reiterate for those who may not be aware, the micro SD cards that you use for your Switch 1s, I don't think are going to work for the Switch 2. You specifically need a micro SD card Express. And I've been looking into that, and the one that Nintendo is selling, specifically like the page that you were looking at, Bless, I think is at $60 or something like that. Getting a micro SD Express directly from SanDisk, like not their Nintendo branded one, for that $256 is like $10 more. So like that, so that's
actually
Nintendo
kind of a
one
deal.
Is like kind of a deal.
Interesting.
We're saving money, gamers.
Yeah. We're gonna need to edit that out, by the way.
I know.
I feel Nintendo know that they're giving us a deal.
But also, like, I'm giving the game. Like, I will say, it's like micro SD Express cards are maybe be on the lookout. Maybe even in the next week on where they're at and where they're available, because it seems to be a little bit in flux right now. Maybe people prepping for the Nintendo Switch 2.
Let's get in a couple more super chats for you. Wolfredo says, are all original Switch accessories compatible? All? I don't believe so.
No.
I mean, we just said the original
all.
micro SD card isn't compatible.
Definitely not all. Like,
yeah.
I don't even think
I don't think the Joy-Cons are compatible. At least like
wirelessly. Man, maybe. Maybe it. Oh, I don't know. I mean, they definitely can't.
Well, Fredo, watch the
on.
direct.
They can't. They can't latch on or dock on, right?
Of course,
we know that.
yeah.
But I don't know if old fucking Nancy from down the street comes over and wants to play Switch Sports or whatever. I don't know if her Switch 1 Joy-Cons will wirelessly connect.
And people in chat are saying wirelessly the Joy-Cons work.
Okay.
The Joy-Cons will work. And the Pro Controller.
Okay.
Yeah. So Nancy's all right. Nancy's good, in these streets.
Yeah, but she's also like she's been saying some real kind of like shady stuff lately.
Yeah, but he's president now. So like
she was talking about Joe Rogan the other day. I was like, oh man.
Keep her out the house.
God damn.
George Huffman writes in and says, birthday tax. You guys have got me through so much this past year, and I can't thank you enough. Love you guys and all you do.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, George Huffman, and thank you so much for the super chat. And then let's pull in one more from Matthew Lewis. It says, Barrett, what anime you watching? Kowloon, Generic Romance, and Lazarus are hits.
I need to watch.
You start watching that Lazarus yet?
Oh yeah. I'm really into the first 2 episodes. Yeah, like that creator, blanking on his name right now, but the same creator as Cowboy Bebop and
Watanabe?
Yeah, Samurai Champloo. Knows style, and him working with Studio Mappa, who's worked on like JJK and like literally a million different anime in the last few years. Like such a cool collab, and it was very nostalgic to like have it be on Adult Swim and like watching it on Max and having like the boom with Adult Swim. It was like, whoa, shit, I'm being thrown back to middle school. So yeah, digging Lazarus. My Hero Vigilantes is out. That's been really fun so far. Liking the kind of subtle kind of differences and vibes from the main show. And yeah, there's other stuff that I'm kind of just like waiting to come out. Down to Dawn. Coming back soon.
Yeah, that's like July?
I think so. Like
oh,
a month or so,
man,
yeah.
I cannot wait. An anime that I've been watching, Game Changers on Dropout. Let me tell you.
Oh.
Let me tell you. It's not an anime, but it's really good. They just started.
Dropout is anime?
No, Dropout does not do anime, but they just started their new season of Game Changers, and I watched the first episode. Y'all, they're doing it on a different level. This is what I'll say to the Kind of Funny audience. Stay away from Game Changers, because you will never watch another episode of Game Showdown ever again. Stay away from it. It's so fucking good. But let's move on. Story number 2. Actually, before we get to story number 2, let me tell you about patreon.com/kindoffunny and youtube.com/kindoffunnygames, where you can get the Kind of Funny membership, which allows you to get shows ad-free. Speaking of ads, let us tell you about our sponsors.
This episode's brought to you by Imperial. We've told you all how important it is to developers to wishlist games you're interested in on Steam. So if this game sounds cool to you, make sure that you wishlist it. In Imperial, you play as a mercenary sent to a distant planet to discover the mysteries of an ancient civilization. Powers unknown lie within the monolith, but those are no mere ruins, as an expedition has already ventured inside with only a few survivors. Why was it built? What powers reside within? Who is at the center of the monolith? All these secrets and more will be uncovered if you are brave enough to take on Imperial. Imperial features a unique blend of RPG systems and skill-based combat across 3 weapon archetypes: the acrobatic glaive, the defensive but devastating mace and shield, and the powerfully ranged cannon. With a deep ability system and extensive customization, every battle is an opportunity to refine and optimize your combat style. Form relationships with each of the few surviving expedition members, who all have their own personal quest lines. Whether you choose to help or not can have drastic consequences for them. The monolith is guarded by powerful automatons, each with distinct attack patterns and weaknesses that demand precise execution and strategy to be victorious. Create your mercenary, enter the monolith, learn powerful abilities, defeat the automatons, and uncover the secrets that lie within Imperial. Imperial is available May 8th on PC, Xbox S and X, and PS5, but you can wishlist now. Do it! Wishlist Imperial. This episode is brought to you by Factor. Make this your best season yet with nutritious 2-minute meals from Factor. Eating well has never been this easy. Just heat up and enjoy, giving you more time to do what you want. Greg Miller has been loving how simple it is to enjoy his Factor meals as he's rushing between shows each day. I just saw Blessy eating some too. Factor arrives fresh and fully prepared, perfect for any active, busy lifestyle. Factor powers your day with satisfying breakfasts, on-the-go lunches, premium dinners, and guilt-free snacks and desserts. Factor can help you feel your best all day long with wholesome smoothies, breakfast, grab-and-go snacks, and more add-ons. Multiple people here at Kinda Funny have been loving their experience with Factor, and guess what? You can too. Get started at factormeals.com/kindafunny50 off and use code kindafunny50 off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. That's code kindafunny50 off at factormeals.com/kindafunny50 off for 50% off plus free shipping. This episode's brought to you by Shady Rays. Get ready for the season ahead with quality shades built to last. Our friends at Shady Rays have you covered with premium polarized shades that won't break the bank. Shady Rays is an independent sunglasses company offering a world-class product rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. They have hundreds of options to choose from, so you're bound to find the perfect pair to match your style. If you don't love your shades, exchange them for a new pair or simply return worry-free within 30 days. There's no risk when you shop. Their team are always there to have your back with personal and fast support. Y'all know I've been outside a lot playing Pokemon Go, and it's such a great experience wearing Shady Rays when I'm out and about looking dope. Exclusively for you, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal. Head to shadyrays.com and use code FUNNY for 35% off polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. Again, go to shadyrays.com, use code FUNNY to get 35% off polarized sunglasses.
And we're back with story number 2. Elden Ring Nightreign's Raider character has been revealed. This is from Iran Sudi at the 6th Axis. Bandai Namco has released a new trailer for upcoming Elden Ring spin-off, Elden Ring Nightreign, with this footage focusing on the Raider character that players will be able to choose. The Raider is described as a powerful seafarer who is very partial to enormous weapons. The short trailer gives a look at the Raider's abilities and how the class will complement the full group of players. The Raider has a passive ability called Fighter's Resolve, which means he cannot be knocked down when using the Retaliate skill. That leads nicely onto the Raider's character skill, which is Retaliate. That is a punch that has the chance to stagger enemies regardless of size. Then Raider's ultimate art is Totem Stella, which brings a giant's tombstone out of the ground, dealing damage to enemies while boosting the power of allies. The tombstone can also be used as a platform to jump on. Andy, we're closing in on Elden Ring Nightreign. That's like a month away.
God damn.
It's like a month and a few days.
I can't wait for this game.
This looks so cool. I know this this news is from like a couple days ago, but it's something that I keep on kind of forgetting exists, right? Because we are so in the depths of. There's a lot of games out there we're playing. There's a lot of stuff we're reviewing. Yeah. It's review season in some ways. Some may say. I think the groundhog looked out and was like, "It's a review season."
Yeah,
you know?
it's review. That's exactly how he communicates.
Yeah, Rascal the raccoon.
He comes out and he says it with his mouth.
It's review season
in English.
Man speaks. And so, Elden Ring Nightreign is one of those things that I've been kind of taking for granted because I know that it's coming out, and to me, the date has always just been so far in the future, but it's so damn close now. And I'm struggling with how I'm even going to manage my time when it comes out.
Yeah.
Because I know there's going to be other shit around it releasing that is definitely going to get in the way.
Like the next week.
Yeah. It's like things are going to get hectic.
I need more things to delay, if I'm being honest.
For real.
I need things to get the fuck out of the way.
For real. Yeah.
Because, the Switch is like is the week after. The Switch is like June 6th.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Or June 5th.
June 5th.
So for sure is the week after. And then a couple weeks later, I keep saying this, right? It's Death Stranding 2. You have Summer Game Fest happening like the day after the Switch 2 comes out, right? Like,
let me break it down for you. We
break
got
it down.
Doom the Dark Ages in 27 days.
Yuck.
15 days after that, we have Elden Ring Nightreign.
Disgusting.
6 days after that, we have the launch of the Switch 2, which, at least on my radar for the launch of the Switch 2, we've got Mario Kart World and then Deltarune's Chapter 3 and 4, blessing.
Gross.
And then... 14 days after that, 2 weeks after that, we've got Rematch.
Nasty.
And then...
This is a generational run.
And then
this is a generational run for real.
Another 12 days after that, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3+4.
Wait,
and
what?
Then,
in June?
I think that might be, we're getting into July territory for that. So, but still, and then 6 days after Tony Hawk, Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Oh my
so it's just
God.
beat after beat after beat.
And I-
2011 Gianna Michaels run right here.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, right, honestly.
This is insane.
Oh man,
This is crazy. So managing our time is going to be an absolute fucking nightmare. And it's so funny that in 2 more stories here on Games Daily, we're talking about another game, Metal Eden.
yes.
That just got delayed, right?
Mhm.
And so you mentioning I need more shit to get delayed, I'm right there with you. And Metal Eden's like, we should probably do the same.
Yeah, let's get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Because Barrett listed off the big things, but there's also so many things you didn't mention, right?
Yeah.
There's like if
That
you're
was
talking
just
about
like my personal like kind of game tracking list.
like if you're talking about indies that I'm looking forward to in the next
Yeah.
month, right? You're talking about Despelote, Skin Deep, Lost Soul Aside isn't an indie, but that's coming out.
Yeah.
I think the same
Holy shit.
around this time. Lost Soul Aside is coming out.
So
Is it?
Yeah, it's like May.
But
that's
is it?
crazy?
I think it is.
I feel like Lost Soul Aside has been such a question mark for quite some time, and I need confirmation. Like, I know we saw the date, but I need proof of life.
That's fair. I feel
Because
that.
it's been a very questionable game that just, it's not Liza P status, where Liza P DLC, by the way, as well.
Do we have a date for that?
No, but they're still on the summer 2025 of like that's when we're releasing. I don't know what that means, but
Chat says Lost Soul Aside is the same day as Nightreign.
fuck me in the goat ass.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
I think Forza Horizon's coming to PlayStation 5 at some point in this period too.
Indiana Jones is coming.
Fatal Fury is coming out.
Okay, so as
How do we
we've
prioritize?
been
We got to divide and conquer.
we have been the big doubt,
and we still got to go back and play Kingdom Come Deliverance too.
apparently.
Oh,
Can't forget the goat.
We have been the doubters blessing
Uh huh.
of GTA 6 in 2025.
Mhm.
Do we feel like these are the signs? So much is happening in summer.
Like, what do you mean?
Of just like
moving up.
not moving up, but like it does feel like everybody's trying to get their shit out now.
Oh, I think that is true. I think I could see everybody being like, "Yo, let's go now," because GTA 6 is coming in the fall. I still think GTA 6 is gonna get delayed.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, like that's my thing. Is like I think both things are true. I think all these guys are trying to get out of the way, right? But also, here's the thing: is that even for where we're at in the year, the fall is already filling up in a way where I'm like, this is gonna be a good fall too, because we got Metal Gear Solid. I know August isn't fall. We've had this conversation, but August we're getting Metal Gear Solid Delta.
It is literally summer.
It is
Fall
literally
Eve.
summer.
Fall Eve.
Fall Eve thing.
Fall Eve.
It is Fall Eve.
Yeah, we've got Metal Gear Solid, Delta Snake Eater.
Borderlands 4
The
is in there
next
somewhere.
day, or the day after Metal Gear Solid, we have Shinobi: Art of Vengeance.
Where's Ninja Gaiden 4 fit into that?
We don't have a release date for Ninja Gaiden 4. I'm not convinced that game comes out this year. Hell Is Us is also that same week as
Hell
Metal
Is
Gear
Us.
Solid.
What?
Ghost of Yote, we still don't have a date for.
Hold on. Trader Pillow says, plus we got 80K people playing Rematch right now on Steam. Is the thing still, can I play Rematch still? I thought it was like a 2-day thing.
Want me to look for you?
Yeah, somebody see if because I've not been playing Rematch because I assumed the beta was done.
They mentioned that
When
they
you
were
assume, you make an
extending
ass
it,
out of
but
your
I
movie.
don't know how much they were extending
They
it.
said they're extending it?
Yeah, like a couple days ago.
You're
But
joking.
I don't know what
Because
they
I've
were-
been seeing so many TikToks of Rematch gameplay.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, y'all played a lot in those
Blessing,
2 days.
I am on your Steam
new
account,
beta.
and it says play the Rematch playtest now.
It's
No
it's
way.
a new beta.
Click
Blitz.
play.
No, I'm running the show from this computer.
Plus, it's a beta weekend. The beta started today.
Oh, shit.
So the other thing was like a kind of closed test or whatever. This is a beta weekend.
Are we changing the stream?
I mean,
Here's the thing.
it's a
bro.
really busy day. Because I was going to say, we need to have like part 1, part 2 of the stream.
I need to talk to Dr. James Andrews to like work on my hand. 'Cause that game made my hand hurt a lot.
I mean, that's fair. It did the same to me.
I need remapping or something because that game it required my hands to do shit it's like if nobody's ever done a claw grip. You do
yeah.
the claw grip. It's like telling a person who's only ever played Super Nintendo to like, all right, now you got to claw grip stuff when you're playing this Souls game. They're like, I don't know what any of that means. This game was making me do stuff that I'm just not used to, and it hurt.
When I tell, here's what I'm gonna say. Rematch is gonna be big, guys. In the same way that like before, what was the dress up game, the open world dress up game that it's Infinity Nikki.
Yeah.
Leading into Infinity Nikki, I was like, guys, this game is gonna get
This game's
tens.
gonna be huge.
It's gonna be gigantic. This game is gonna get tens of millions of players. When I tell you, I mean, rematch isn't going to be Infinity, Nikki, but it's going to be fucking big. I'm just going to tell you that right now.
Big at like launch of Rocket League.
Oh, that's tough. You know what? I'm going to say yes.
Wow.
I'm going to say yes. People are fucking with rematch. People love rematch. My TikTok algorithm, I'm like seeing the likes of these clips that people are putting up. And like the FIFA audience, like the soccer audience, I should say, or the football audience, depending on where you're at. The football audience is into rematch. Like they're obsessed with it. It's the football audience and the Blue Lock audience.
I mean, look, I am not that audience,
Mm.
and I'm into rematch. And a lot of it for me, Bless, is the chaotic nature of nothing being 1-for-1. Nothing being
Yes. It's like all dependent on like the actual physics of I'm passing this way, you have to be there to receive.
I think
it's actual soccer.
I think because it's hard, that's what makes me enjoy the game.
Yes.
Because
it's more satisfying when you get that goal.
yeah, because it is so manual, it is so nothing is a pre-canned, I'm looking at that person, so my pass is going to go directly to them. I love that it is more difficult, and to me, when you have unpredictability like that, you have a harder time establishing a meta. And establishing a meta in games is what makes me fall off and dislike games.
Yeah.
And that's also, I understand, a kind of a silly thing to say because every game will eventually have a meta. But for someone like me who is so casual because I can't no life a lot of multiplayer games anymore because I am always playing a lot of different things, whenever there's not too much of an established meta, I am way more in because I don't got to be watching TikToks to understand what
like,
the
what
best
I need
things.
to do.
I love that there's not like what you got to do is just if you just play in this offense, nobody can stop you. You just like there is so much more of a chaotic factor to it that I enjoy this game a lot more than other football games, soccer games.
I know it's insanity to say that rematch is Rocket League with people. But genuinely,
yeah.
No, but genuinely, the reason why I say it is like there is a physics aspect.
I get it
to Rocket League that like I would compare it to Rocket League more than I would compare it to FIFA.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, where it's like.
It's just
it
funny.
is. You have to communicate. You have to like you're hitting the ball off the wall to then land at somebody's feet, and you have to have like the directional awareness of like where everybody's at. It's like it's not FIFA, and that's the thing is like I don't want to.
It's just it reminds me of the line of like there's soccer, and then Rocket League became like soccer with cars, and then FIFA became it's Rocket League.
It's Rocket League with people. Yeah,
it just reminds me of like Tomb Raider's like video game Indiana Jones, and then Uncharted was like this is modern Tomb Raider, and then Indiana Jones got a video game. They're like, this isn't. This is like trying to be those.
Yeah,
it's all kind of coming back around. Now, Rocket League for me is too much. The sliders are pushed way too far on the chaotic factor, where I never feel like I have control in that game. I never ever feel like I know, but like
understand.
I don't even want to put in the time to get there because it does feel so like I'm trying to parallel park while doing something else. Like I'm just so bad at trying to get, but at least here you can aim, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like here there is an aiming factor. Now you still got to aim good.
You got to aim good.
well, and you have to charge up and kick a certain amount. Like there are those variables that I think make rematch so good and so fun and chaotic and unpredictable. But Rocket League is like too far over there. And whenever I see people playing, it's magic to me. I don't understand how people play that game well. And I like that rematch is in the middle.
Yeah, I feel that. That makes sense. My one thing, and this is going to be we'll see how they handle it, that I think could be the downfall of rematch is how they handle cosmetics and how they handle like a live game aspect. I think them charging for it, the more I think about it, I'm actually like kind of happy that it's a premium title because I think that's going to do more for it actually like surviving and actually like staying around longer because I do think that's the kind of game that people will pay for. And I don't like. I'm not yet confident that they're gonna nail like things like cosmetics, right? Rocket League from the get-go had the fucking kind of funny flag in there, right? They had like the Twisted Metal collaboration and all this shit.
Team Fat in there before kind of funny as well, which is like
you're right. Yeah, they had Team Fat in there. Yeah, like I think Rocket League kind of had a plan and had a really good thing going as far as that. But we'll see what they do with rematch as far as those things. This is a conversation about Unring Nightreign, by the way.
Yeah, sorry. Again, too many games. The Raider in Elden Ring looks incredible. I'm so excited to no life that game. That's a game that I will not fall off of because because the game has a core. The game has like a structure to it. 8 big bosses you got to take down.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that's like, okay, that's digestible. That's not this unending live service game that never ends. It's not the forever game. It can be a forever game, but it has a structure. And if you beat those 8 bosses, to me, I'm like, all right, done. I beat him.
Yeah.
And I'll hop back in if friends go, oh, I need a third, or I need a... Cool, I'm in there if you want me to hop in. But I love how structured the game still is without requiring you to
get a
shut
battle
your whole
pass
life off.
or
Yeah.
have like endless content. Yeah.
Now, what I would love, back to rematch real quick.
Let's talk about I'm glad you're with me that you just want to talk about rematch because I've been waiting to talk about this game.
Back to rematch.
Mm-hmm.
I hope, and what I would love for a lot of games to do is to do what Valorant does with Valorant Premier, where Valorant Premier, within the game of Valorant, has their own league that you and your friends create a team for, and you all have to be extremely verified and like verifies your phone number and all sorts of shit to make sure you're just not like this isn't your 12th account or whatever the hell. It's like it's super official feeling, and it matches you up against other teams in your skill level, and you pick a logo and a team name, and you can have more than the required 5 players because, if somebody has work that week, you can bring off Jimmy off the bench and Nancy's down the street with her fucking Switch 1 Joy-Cons.
Yeah.
Bring her in, play Valorant with us. But I love that Valorant has Valorant Premier because it's something that brings me back to Valorant, and the idea of having an adult league extracurricular thing to do after work and go, oh, tonight's rematch night. We're playing against the fucking Toledo fucking Starfires. And right now they're 4-0 and we're 3-1. And if we beat them, man, that would be huge for us. And you see the rankings and whatever. And then if you make it we're making the push for the playoffs. And now there's a bracket. Like, it feels so cool to do that in Valorant. And it feels so much more official than just, we're playing more comp. We're going up in rank, going down in rank. It feels a lot more official and more fun.
I love that.
Because of the stakes. And then if you win, you get like little special things of being like, all right, you're the whatever season champion or whatever, and you get little, cosmetics and things like that. And I hope that more games adopt things like that. It's super hard to do. You generally need something with a massive player base to even try to pull something like that off. But I think it would go really far for a competitive game like Rematch.
And you call it Rematch League.
Damn, you're a genius.
About it. Right, you can take Rocket League off the map.
This guy's on another
Take
level.
Rocket League off the map.
Yeah.
I miss Rocket League. We should play Rocket League again sometime. That was a good game. Story number 3.
I'll pass.
Xbox hints at an Indiana Jones sequel. Quote, we think there's life in that franchise. This is Andy Robinson at Video Games Chronicle. Microsoft's gaming boss has hinted at a future for the Indiana Jones franchise within Xbox Game Studios following the positively received release of The Great Circle. Machine Games' Indiana Jones and The Great Circle was released for Xbox and PC in December to positive reviews, amassing over 4 million players according to Microsoft. With Machine Games currently working on DLC for the game and a PlayStation 5 version releasing this week, Microsoft's Phil Spencer was asked by Variety whether the company has larger plans for Indy. Quote, I will say, we're really happy with Indy and the players and the reception, Spencer responded. We do think that there's life in that franchise, and I'm just going to leave it at that. We're launching on PlayStation here pretty soon. I think that'll be a cool moment, end quote. He then continued, quote, I was really inspired by Machine Games taking someone else's IP and doing something so unique, and I'm inspired about what that team can do next. Certain people were kind of pushing them on the first person versus third person, and I think once you play it, you realize you are indie. But going forward, I also want to give teams the ability to do our own games in our own franchises. We have a lot of room to tell new stories as well, and I want to make sure that's an option for us, end quote.
That's great. 4 million. That's not bad.
Yeah,
that's cool for a title like. And now, I think we are just in this reality now. Bless that 10, 15 years ago, there were a lot more games, a lot more titles hitting the 10 to 15 million units. You know, that was a lot less rare to hit. And I think nowadays, because there are just so many quality titles out there, I'm happy that they're being it seems like they're being a bit more realistic about, hey, 4 million, that's awesome. Great for us, right? Because I think with a massive publisher and developer, with a massive IP, you could look at 4 million and go, failure. Like, compared to other games, everybody I know the popular thing right now on social media is to go, look at Schedule 1, this indie title for $20 that has a bajillion players right now. And those are so few and far between. That's like such a lottery ticket type deal that you can't guarantee that sort of success. But it's just the fact of the matter is that games are going to more rarely hit those higher marks because player bases are so much more divided. It's the same reason why 20 years ago you had like 5 big artists that were going quadruple, quintuple platinum.
Yeah.
And that just doesn't really happen a whole lot anymore because fan bases get more and more divided and interests even talking about stuff that we do, right, in our line of work, the amount of times that there's been somebody that I've never heard of who has a bajillion subscribers on YouTube, I'm like, fuck, man, there's so many people out there doing big things that I have no idea about because it's just everybody is online all of the time, and there are so many game developers out there making great products all of the time. It's so hard to see like that group of 10 games that is going to sell 20 million units anymore. Like there's just going to be a lot fewer of them. And to see these, I think now more realistic expectations and to see somebody like Phil Spencer go, yeah, that's awesome. 4 million, we're happy with that. We do have larger plans and we want to keep pushing this and we'll see what this game does on PlayStation. It gives me hope that maybe some tides are turning, and then of course next week there'll be some layoffs and I'll get sad again. But
Sure. That's the thing is, like, I think 4 million is a really good number. I think you also have to take into consideration that these are 4 million players.
It's not purchases.
It's not purchases. It is players. But I still think 4 million players is awesome because in the way that Phil Spencer and the Xbox team is looking at it, you're looking at how many people are coming through to Game Pass via this game, and you're also talking about something that is an Xbox console exclusive. Like 4 million players for an Xbox console exclusive is huge, right? I think that's really big. Obviously, you have a game like Starfield that does 10 million in 3 days or whatever,
Right.
but I think that's a different beast when you're talking about what that game is doing versus Indiana Jones, which is an immersive sim style game. Like this genre doesn't do this in sales or doesn't do this in terms of reception, right? Commercial reception. So I think that's great, and I think that's going to be better once they put it out on PlayStation, right? Like I think you're going to see that jump to 5-6 mil probably. Right?
And there's
how that goes.
And there's also just been good enough word of mouth about how, hey, the game came out and people liked it.
Yeah,
it's
a really good game.
This wasn't a shitty game. A lot of people enjoyed this game. More eyes will get on it. Do you think does this come to Switch? Do we know
they didn't announce it?
Yeah,
but I would think so.
No, I mean not Switch 1, but like Switch
2. Yes.
Deal?
Yeah, I would think it comes to Switch 2.
Okay. I would assume so, but I'm just you
never know.
Yeah.
Story number 4. Metal Eden has been delayed to summer 2025. This is Ravi Sinha at Gaming Bolt. Previously slated for launch on May 6th, Rycon Games' Metal Eden has been delayed. It is out sometime this summer, and a new release date will be shared, quote, as soon as we can. Regarding the reason for the delay, the developer said on Steam, quote, after going through feedback from the demo, we saw some clear areas where we can improve. We're taking a bit more time to refine the game and make sure it delivers the experience we're aiming for. Your input has been a big part of that process, and we appreciate it, end quote. Now here's the thing, Andy. When I build games daily, I often build it for the people that are on the show. Usually this would be Wii News, but I know for you have been one of the people evangelizing about Metal Eden. So much so that now it's in my repertoire of like games that I know are coming up and that I want to check out. Because if you don't know Metal Eden, Andy, what's like the 2-sentence description you would give for it?
A really pretty futuristic cyberpunk looking Doom game.
Yeah.
It's a rarity in these days where this isn't a first person roguelite deck builder action. It's a campaign game. It's got a story and it's mission based, and you're just pushing forward through a campaign. You're getting cool weapons along the way, and it's very early Doom 2016, right? You're getting the arena style gameplay, kill the enemies as they spawn, beautifully visualized. Like I think this is one of the coolest art styles that I've seen in a long time.
Was this game at Xbox, the ID at Xbox thing, GDC last year? Or am I thinking of a different game?
It was showcased, and Tim thought it was Marathon.
I'm thinking of like
that's
really
how
funny.
impressive it looked. That we were like, oh shit, is this the next Bungie game? You know?
I'm thinking of a different game. There was a game we played a year ago at GDC that was, I think, might have been Doom adjacent ish. Actually, no, it might have just been a first person weird thing. I'll figure it out. later.
I'm happy that they are taking more time to delay this. I enjoyed the demo. I really liked it. I didn't love it. It's not one of those like, holy shit, drop everything you're doing to play this. But I will play the hell out of it when it comes out and have a really good time because I enjoyed the demo. I'm happy that they're taking a bit more time because some mouse and keyboard stuff felt a little bit off. It wasn't quite how I wanted it to feel. But the game looks so good and it sounds great. The music was stunning. Again, these are the devs who made Ruiner, which is one of my sort of favorite and I think underrated sort of like top-down action games when we're talking like bullet hell style video games. Ruiner's an awesome. They just have a great art sound, a great feel, and a great identity, I think. And yeah, I'm really pumped up about this. But again, to go back to the Andy's wishlist game, I really liked this, but I loved Voidbreaker. And Voidbreaker is like one of those that's like, holy shit, this could be a game of all time. Where Metal Eden, it's like, I really like it, and I'm still pretty stoked on it. And it's looking like 7.5 territory, maybe 8 territory at its best. Where Voidbreaker was more of like, oh shit, this could be one that I'm talking about for the next decade, you know?
This is what I want from you. Don't scroll down to Wii News, because the answer is going to be in Wii News. But what is the name of the game that's not Ruiner? That's an Xbox. It was an Xbox game that came out, indie game, came out a few years ago.
The Ascent.
You got it. You got it.
Remember we had this moment when I was in the office trying to bring it up the other day.
I was trying to see if you still remembered it. Because I saw it, like, it made Wii News today. I was like, oh, wait, yeah, this is the game that me and Andy were trying to figure out the name of that we could not remember the name of.
Now, ask me tomorrow, I will not remember it. I don't got a good memory, chat. And that's the thing, chat. Look,
chat.
Everybody, knowledge
is power.
It just means you have a good memory.
Oh.
Let's be honest. So I'm very dumb because I don't remember anything.
I mean, yeah, I'm the same way.
Like,
but I don't think that. I mean, it's okay.
We were on set the other day, and I was like trying to come up with the name of a game, and it was like, I still can't even remember it right now. And I was asking Chad, how many times have you seen me on a show be like, Chad, what's the name of the fucking, like that?
I literally couldn't think of Tom Cruise last week.
I couldn't think of the word bagel a couple months ago.
But I think that's just us. You know what I mean?
It's a bad time.
Yeah, I might have undiagnosed ADHD. Who knows?
Oh,
Who
definitely.
Knows? It might be that. It might be.
Yeah.
But Andy, story number 5. This is one that was almost Wii News, but it's big enough that I'm putting it in main news. I'm going to call it boyfriend news. Housemarque teases Saros gameplay for later this year. I got buried.
What? No, I just don't get it. What was it?
You don't know?
No.
What it's like, it's not big, but like you love it. Story.
It treats you nice.
It's the kind of news that you want for the rest of your life that you can see yourself with.
Yeah.
Because sometimes
I get what you're pitching, Bless.
Sometimes story number 1 is too big.
I get what.
Sometimes story number 1 is like I can't have this all the time.
Yeah.
I don't want this Nintendo Switch tariff pre-orders. I don't need that every single day.
Yeah. Sometimes
I need a story number 5.
Sell yourself, Bless.
Housemarque teases Saros gameplay for later this year. It was a simple 1-sentence tweet. This is from @Housemarque on Twitter. Expect our first look at extended gameplay this year. That's it.
I like that.
And again, this is more Wii news, but I like this news. I want more of this news more often.
Yeah.
All the time. I love hearing that Housemarque has extended gameplay for later this year.
I don't always need a filet mignon. I wouldn't mind it, like everyday chicken tenders,
Yeah. It's a boyfriend meal.
Yeah, exactly. This is great news. It's kind of an odd one, but I'm excited for it. Oi, bruv, Andy, how does my eyeball look in it? That's Raul asking me how I think his eyeball looks.
I heard iPod, and I was trying to figure out what the fuck you're talking about.
Oh, look at my eyeball, Andy. That's me.
You think you need to work? You need to work on eyeball. That specific word.
Well, you see blushing.
Who's that?
Was that Kingpin?
That eyeball looks really nice in the Housemarque.
You gotta go deeper.
That is Kingpin.
That's a good cadence. You gotta go deeper.
Thank you, Barrett.
There you go.
Yeah,
There you
I
go.
like
There you go.
Give me a Vanessa.
You see, because when we're talking about eyeballs, my wife Vanessa likes mine.
Oh, I thought you wanted him to try to
Do
Do
a
Vanessa's
Vanessa
voice.
accent. No, I just wanted him to... Jesus Christ. We're off the rails today. We're off the rails. Now, do we have a Wii News transition in this set? Or should the Housemarque news is big. Not that big, honestly. But, like, boyfriend big. You know what I mean?
Well, of course.
Like, the kind of big that I want
We're back
sometimes.
at it,
Like,
yeah.
all the time, honestly. But if I wanted something small...
Acceptable.
Say the tiniest news I need to know about. Where would I go?
You'd go to our last story, the Wii News channel, where we cover all the news items you need to know about.
Story number 6 is Wii News. Neon Giant, developer of The Ascent, has started teasing their next project, which is a first-person cyberpunk
This
game.
is good. That's good.
That's exciting.
That's exciting.
That's super exciting. Twisted Metal Season 2 premieres July 31st on Peacock. FBC Firebreak live stream is set for April 24th at 10 a.m. Pacific time.
Pumped for this.
Yeah?
Pumped.
Yeah?
Pumped.
Have you checked this one out? Have you gotten like a preview opportunity
No.
or anything?
But I just love, I love everything they're talking about so far. This being like, this isn't a forever game. This is a boot it up, do a couple of rounds.
I like that.
Bam. Like, just get in, get out. I
like that.
really enjoyed that.
Star Wars Outlaws DLC, A Pirate's Fortune, launches May 15th. Jaleco Sports Bases Loaded is now available for PC. And then finally, the Unbeatable demo is now available on PS5 and PC. That's one of them indie games that has some buzz around here on Kind of Funny. And so
That was on my
exciting.
wish list, yeah. I didn't
Yeah, on
talk
my
about
wish
it,
list
but,
as well. And that is it for Wii News. Great work, Barrett. That was fantastic.
Thank you.
That was fantastic. Before we get out of here, let's look into Super Chats to see what you guys got for us. Charlie Nuggets says, "Good morning, Bless and Andy. Music news for my fellow emo kids. We got both a new Mayday Parade album and a new The Devil Wears Prada single today. Have a happy Easter weekend." Wait, today's Good Friday.
Yeah.
Happy Good Friday, guys.
Happy Good Friday.
Is this where you put the T on your forehead?
Is it people do that on Good Friday?
The cross on your forehead? What the
I
fuck
wasn't-
it's called?
yeah, I
no,
was
that's
like-
Ash Wednesday. Never mind.
Yeah, that's Ash Wednesday. No,
Yeah.
today's like when Jesus like died on the cross,
Okay.
and then a couple
That's
days.
sent 3 days
Oh,
right back.
fucking Easter's on Sunday. That's,
Yeah.
72
that's
hours
why
to
my
go
mom
again.
wants me to come over.
Jesus.
Fuck, man. That's crazy. I don't know. Religion has days and shit. I don't pay attention.
Religion has so many days, and let me tell you, they got all the best days too. Like Christmas, good. I mean, I love Christmas, and honestly, Christmas. I mean, I don't want.
Yeah, they really capitalize on Christmas. It's fucking crazy.
I mean, he's the reason for the season. Lucid Dream writes in and says, "This is for Barrett doing the Wii News music. Thank you so much, Lucid Dream."
Thank you, listen.
Riley21 says, "Hey Andy, Kingpin is a big guy. If I wanted something smaller, where would I go?"
You'd go to our last story, the Wii News channel, where we cover all the small news items you need to know about.
That's good. I
That
like
was
that.
There's a lot-
good.
you gotta
That was
look up.
good.
There's a lot of like looking up.
Yeah.
A lot of looking up.
Clawmaster says, "Don't forget Elena from SF6 is coming out in June," which is really exciting. Joey Ratstone says, "When do you think Metroid Prime 4 is releasing?"
I don't know, Vic. Metro Prime 4. Honey in Gotham City, we don't got Metro Prime 4. That's the thing, Vic. That game's not the worst.
Do you got a Punisher?
There you go. There you go. You found it at the end.
No, I don't got a Punisher.
Because when you started that, I thought you were going into Punisher, and then I realized.
Well,
here's the thing, Red.
Honestly,
You
just pulling that out of your butt, like I think if you worked on
I
that
could
for
work
10
on it.
minutes,
I could work on
for
it.
10 minutes, you'd have that.
Well, because here the limited impression that I always had of Daredevil and Punisher, because it happened so often in the old Netflix shows, would be, yeah. Well, here's the thing about. Do you know something about you, Frank?
yeah.
And he go, oh yeah, what's that? They had that back and forth responding all the time, where it was like, well, there's one thing that you don't know about. Oh yeah, well what's that, Red? They did that so many times.
I know, and I loved it. I ate it up every single time.
God, their rapport is so fucking good. Now give me Venom.
What was that? You wanted Ray from Everybody Loves Raymond? Oh, here's the thing. Yeah, the coffee, the
I like that. Ricky the Platypus writes in and says, "Who at KF does the best ad reads? Tim's big Me Undies is a classic. Don't think I've seen Blessing do one. I mean, Tim does 95% of the ad reads.
The one
That would you.
where Roger didn't blink. And Kevin called it out while we were watching it. And then, of course, I, as an asshole, had to call it out when we came back from the break. And then it just became a thing where everybody was like, man, he's not blinking.
What I love most about that is that we called it out on a Monday. So that lasted the entire week. Like the first show on a Monday, somebody noticed it.
Oh,
And for the entire week, Roger got it. Which is why Tim only does the ad reads. No, Tim is just the king of the ad reads. You know what I mean? And I feel like he does them the best.
Yeah.
Because he believes in
it.
every word he says.
I think I would say I'm an underrated teleprompter reader.
Yeah?
I would say that
When was the last time? When do you get to read teleprompters? I feel like we don't see that often.
When was the last time you've done that?
I only got to do it during the mix showcase last year. And when I did it, I popped the fuck off.
You did
and
like
I was like, you know what?
That you did like 2 takes maybe.
And I was like, you know what? I used to do this when I would be brought on every once in a while for when I was at Rooster Teeth, and they had the gaming segment, and they were like, hey, you're a kind of a silly dude over there in the game. Why don't you come like talk on a camera for us when we have like people that are off on vacation or whatever? So like I would hop in with Ashley Jenkins and get on the mic and just fucking
That's
do my
awesome.
thing. Yeah, so I was teleprompter, and I was like, damn, I can read, y'all.
Whenever
I
we
can't
have,
speak, but I can read.
Whenever we have a week where it's like our ad is like maybe something specific for KF, someone Joey Radstone puts in the chat, we need Andy ad read as Wilson Fisk. Like if we ever do an ad that's like for the KF store or something, next time that should be it. Andy doing Wilson Fisk.
I think I have like 2 settings for teleprompter reads. Either I'm fucking great or I'm fucking trash, and there's no in between. Like either I nail that shit or I'm just on the struggle bus.
Yep.
And I cannot like figure out what it is. And I don't know if it's the coffee. I don't know if it's like I don't know.
Yeah.
But I feel like what was the last thing we did the teleprompter on? I felt good about that shit. I killed that shit.
That was for the mix this year.
Was that in the mix? Oh man, I nailed that shit.
Not as good as Joey though.
If you want to buy,
Joey was 1 take.
If you're trying to buy some merch, go to kindoffunny.com. Because right now, our discount is double.
There you go.
You just have to work the word double.
Double.
You need
That's what you need.
You gotta work the word.
That's what you need. That's what
Just gotta make sure you say double, and it's like it's a slam dunk.
That's what you need to do.
I think that's all the super chats actually. We got one more from Zeke Speak. There's a Phasmophobia Easter update where you can get killed by a ghost bunny.
Hot.
Easter.
Oh, thank you.
I saw that they were doing an Easter DLC stuff for Ark. And I was like, what's Ark? Like, what's Ark doing now? Like, everybody's just as like Easter bunnies, you know?
What if the comet came through, or the asteroid, and we just hadn't heard from anybody in Ark? None of them made it out. So we've just sitting here like, I haven't heard from Ark in a while.
Servers went down.
Servers been down for years. Millenniums. Now it's time for kindoffunny.com/you're wrong. You write in and let us know what we got wrong, as we got it wrong, so we can correct it for those watching later on YouTube and listening later on podcast services around the globe. Siri Wolf says, Tim was wrong about Vanessa being recast. While he's partially right, she was recast with Sandrine Hawley when they first started filming, but they got Ayelet Zurer back when they did all the reshoots.
Ah, yes, we will
take
care of
Did
Tim.
he say that? Did he think that this season's Vanessa was an entirely different person?
I believe he said that.
I think I overheard whatever episode they were recording, and I heard him say that, and I was like, no way he means what I think he means.
Greg's coming in to clarify. Maybe clarify.
I'm moving on a delay, so let me know if I stop. No, that is what Tim was saying. They shot the original show with a different Vanessa. That was the recast. And then when they were like, no, it's going to be part of everything, they brought her back.
There we go. All right.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, because I overheard the conversation, and I thought I heard
Fuck you.
Yeah, cry wolf.
Only I get to talk shit about Tim.
I know, a rare Greg defending Tim moment.
So take you're wrong and shove it up your ass.
That's good. I don't know if Fisk has ever said "shove it up your ass."
No, I never have.
That feels a bit too like it's too much for him.
He's
more of a gentleman.
Yeah,
that's too much for him. But look back to that fucking season finale.
Listen, he's a physical force. But when it comes to his speech, he's he keeps it demure.
Also got shot in the eyeball. Remember that in the Echo show?
We don't. Listen, a lot happens in the Marvel universe. Daredevil was fucking She-Hulk. Like, we don't mention it. We don't mention any of it.
It's hot.
he definitely like has some kind of vision because he's.
Oh,
I mean, that's his whole thing.
His track record is crazy.
Oh yeah.
Crazy.
I think Nick Scarpino could be a good Halloween sort of a costume. He could go for a for a Matt Murdock. If you just wore the little red glasses, you know.
Or honestly, like.
But
just
is
like,
that okay for him to be walking around with a little walking stick?
No,
That's probably
you're
not.
pushing it.
probably not.
Yeah.
Great.
It's like when we and Blessing before the stream started for rematch.
God.
As we were creating our characters, Blessing and I had the same thought, and I didn't want to say it, and I wasn't gonna do it. But Blessing was like, would it be weird if I put that prosthetic on? Because it looks cool.
They got like these cool looking prosthetic cosmetics.
Yeah, for like, accessibility stuff. And I was like, Blessing, I'm right there with you because it looked cool.
It
And I
looked
wanted
cool
to
as
do
fuck.
that, but I'm like, nah, I don't know. Bless.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna do that.
It's a territory I don't want to broach,
That is it for kindafunny.com/you're-wrong. That is it for Kinda Funny Games Daily for today. Of course, each and every weekday. Hold on, we got one more super chat in from Zeke Speak. It says, Blessing, dude who made Blueprints also made Mythic Spoiler MTG. I don't know what that means. Mythic Spoiler. I'm going to look up Mythic Spoiler. Well, they spell it Spoilter? Unless that's a typo. I can't tell.
Yeah, that's probably a typo.
I'll look into that later, Mythic. Or sorry, Zeke Speak. I'll look into that later. Of course, each and every weekday we run you through the nerdy news you need to know about live on YouTube, Twitch, and on podcast services around the globe. If you love what we do, support us with the Kinda Funny membership on Patreon or YouTube to get all of our shows ad-free, watch us record them live, and get a daily exclusive show.
Did you see the same comment?
Joey Ransom says Marjorie Taylor Greene. MTG. Marjorie Taylor Greene.
I'm so confused.
They're coming good.
Oh shit!
Enjoy the Gamescast next and
It's
the
a fucking Friday.
and everything happening after. Game Showdown is happening. It is happening in the studio because we got it pre-recorded. Spoilers. And enjoy KFB happen after that, and then the stream of me playing 2XKO. Unless I can switch to rematch, we'll see. I want to stick with 2XKO. We'll see. Until next time, Game Daily.